Hello and welcome back to Popcorn and Plot Holes. You thought I was going to mess it up, but I didn't. No pausing. No one gets to speak. I'm not waiting for anything. We're just flying through this. We watched John Wick 4, the last, spoilers, movie in the John Wick universe. You'll find out. What you probably watched the movie. Who cares? With me, as always, is Luciano.
Yes, I am.
Spencer.
I am Klaus.
And Chris.
I am Klaus.
Kane.
Okay.
John.
Winston.
John.
John.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Kane.
Winston. Sharon.
Listen, they know Keanu Reeves' range of acting and they played with it, okay? It's fine.
Luciano.
Spencer.
Chris.
Spencer. Matt.
Chris. You dead yet?
Lambert.
Klaus. Yes.
I'm Klaus.
Yes.
Kurgan.
Kurgan.
Sandwiches.
Ape Man.
Let's dive into this.
Ooh.
We watched John Wick 4. This is the second in our 2023 movies y'all like that we missed series. It is covering the A for action. I mean, we couldn't get more spot on with a movie that hits the genre bang on. This is all action, all gas, no break, no talk. Well, talk, but no good talk. Small, quick, short talk.
No good talk.
Small talk.
No,
Name
no
talk.
good talk, just bad talk.
Bad talk. Short talk. Small.
Why use many word when few words?
Exactly. Thanks,
like,
Kevin.
That was written on the script. It was like John Wick 4 subtitle.
That was the
why use many words?
general.
When few words do.
That's the
Few word
general
work.
stage directions for the movie.
This movie was like almost 3 hours. They had to cut words
This movie
a bit
had
under.
no business
Business.
to be this long. It had no right to be this long.
Spencer, we're going to
Sorry.
start where we start
positive.
normally in a
Sorry.
positive vein.
Yes.
What did you guys like about John Wick 4? What's your favorite part of John Wick 4?
My favorite part was the overhead fight scene inside
Oh,
that abandoned
Dragon's
house or
Breath
whatever.
shotgun?
I love that, not just because of the Dragon's Breath thing, but just because first they could just do that with the stuntman, and so it was not in slow motion. But like it was a neat sort of visual, kind of video gamey kind of thing. But I enjoyed that part. It was a fun way of breaking yet another long fight scene in a way that was fun to watch. So that was my favorite part.
Yeah, it was
By
refreshing to have a different that I completely agree. I came in with that plan to say that part because it was especially with the Dragon's I think it's called Dragon's Breath shotgun.
It's Dragon's
It
Breath.
shoots the flare or whatever. It's
It's
incendiary.
it's phosphorus. It's phosphorus rounds. Yeah, it just shoots
Yeah,
fire. Right. It's
Which is
awesome.
like I've never seen that. I don't think in a movie. It was really like I was like, oh, cool. And when the second he shot it, I'm like, they better use this more. And then he like slowly reloads it, and then it's like a full on 10-minute over. I'm like, they know what they're doing. So that part was.
There's one point where he shoots something that is flammable, and the guy not only gets blasted by it, but catches on fire, and he runs from one room to the other, still on fire.
And then he shoots him again.
And then John shoots him again. Yeah, it's amazing.
There's a lot of overkill in this movie where he like shoots a guy in the head 4 times
Yes.
and then shoots him again as he's leaving the room. I'm like, he's dead.
Yeah.
That was definitely the best scene. But other than that, because Luciano said it, I would say the stairs, him falling.
Oh, God.
I hated that so much.
Have you guys seen
cringed
Hot Rod?
for me.
The Adam. He's falling down the hill and he
Yes.
just keeps falling.
Yeah, like you can physically tell he's like forcing to
Yeah,
continue
he's, like,
rolling.
forcing the momentum.
No, thank
He
you.
fell down
Yeah.
like 3, and I was like, "Wow, that was a long fall." And then like the way it's shot, it like the stairs come out from behind the camera, so you don't know there's another steps. And then, I think it happened like 2 more times, and I was like, "Jesus
Yes.
Christ!" Wow.
He rolled all the
That
way
was an
down.
amazing shot. It was
Yeah.
really like clearly great stunt work. but
Yes.
it had me laughing quite hard. So that was my second favorite part of the movie.
My favorite part was actually the opening set piece at Koji's hotel.
So not the
I loved-
opening.
Well, whatever.
Did you even watch this movie?
Oh yes,
I said what I fucking said.
The opening after
said what I
35
fucking
minutes
said.
of
the
movie.
4th opening.
Man, fuck the rest of that. Anyways, yeah, Akira and Koji's Hotel. I loved being somewhere else for a change.
Yeah.
Different color palette, different approach, different everything. And then Donnie Yen's cane walking into that and his presence, and then the fucking nunchucks.
Yeah.
Yes, please, all day, every day.
Yeah, well, it felt like a different movie for a sec. There's no John Wick for a
Yeah.
while, and I'm like, this is cool.
I like that movie
I
more.
think I like that movie more too.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right, Mel Gibson,
Oh,
I got a
Matt.
show for you.
Shame on you.
I mean,
How about you, Matt? What was your favorite part?
I think for me, the thing I enjoyed about this is, well, the movie was long at times. So many actors, action stars, classic action stars got real screen time to do their thing, which was really enjoyable to watch. You know, some of them got shot instantaneously. Fuck you for killing Lance that way. Movie.
Oh my boy! Don't kill my baby boy.
They killed
Yeah,
our
that
beautiful
was-
boy, which is I believe this was his last movie before he actually passed. Or then maybe he did some Destiny stuff, not that movie. Anyways,
I think he has
it's-
more voice work coming out.
Yeah, but it was frustrating to see him in a movie and be like, all right, we get to see Lance one more time, and it's just like the monkey just shoots him for no reason.
Immediately, yeah. Bastard.
It was like just like Rebel Moon in that sense. Like they killed the wrong guy.
Don't
Yeah.
invoke Rebel Moon in this podcast.
Yeah,
But it's the same. Both committed the same crime.
No. Rebel Moon it committed way more crimes than this movie ever will.
more
It's
egregious.
not about how
crimes.
many. It's the fact that they committed
I
the
don't-
same.
Fair enough.
Get Rebel Moon out your mouth. We're talking about John Wick 4. But other actors I enjoyed, like Clancy Brown's pretty old at this point, but it's nice to see him just being evil and malevolent but like
Yeah.
he has
He
that
wasn't
voice.
actually. It was. Yeah, I was disappointed. I wanted to see
What?
him be more Clancy Brownish.
I want my money,
Maybe not like
when
that.
did he do that?
But
Mister.
yeah,
You didn't see. You weren't paying attention.
I
Oh,
I
no,
thought he was going to be
'cause he does the
more
voice
evil.
of Mr. Krabs. That's what the reference was.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I mean, he's one of the most we'll call him decorated character voice actors. Like he's done everything, but he's also in everything,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
obviously Kurgan, he's
Yeah.
the classic
Yeah.
from Highlander, which
Vil-
is an
from
interesting
Highlander,
thing to
yeah.
bring up here because the director of these movies, Chad Sapinski, is making a Highlander movie with Superman, Henry
Cavill.
Cavill.
Hopefully,
We'll see.
knock on wood.
Yeah,
Interesting.
see if that
I
happens.
didn't know that.
Who knows? But yeah, so
Is he going to bring Clancy Brown as Kurgan again?
yes, I'm sure that'll go over fine, even though he's dead. It's fine. I'm not going to include Bill Skarsgård in this. He could have not existed for me, and that would have been fine.
Please don't.
The Swedishest Frenchman in the history of
I
space and
like
time.
Bill, but
Like,
Yeah,
it's-
I like him too.
I liked him, but I didn't believe in him as a Frenchman. For
No.
a second.
I was really excited. I saw him in the trailer. No. I saw him in the trailers, but I forgot. And then when I was watching it, he comes out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool. Bill Skarsgård did that. He's so good as a villain." And then he spoke with that accent, and right away I was like, "Nah, man, why you got to do me like
Just-
that?
Why?
Why you got?
Why did he
you gotta
have to
do
be
me like that?"
French? Just make him
Or
Swedish.
he
It's
does a
fine.
good American accent.
Yeah,
it's fine. They call just because you call him the Marquis doesn't mean he has to actually be French.
Yeah.
Right.
He could just be the Marquis, and then his name was some
Sure, whatever.
Swedish
The
name.
whole-
Svensson.
Or if you want
The
a
whole
French
high
guy,
tables
hire a
lies.
French actor.
Yeah, that's also an option.
or hire a French
Which is
actor.
a couple
That's another
floating around
choice.
Hollywood. But
Yeah,
just to finish
Yep,
this off, I just
tons.
want to hit. Obviously, we saw Donnie Yen, which is great to see him reprise.
He was great.
His
Yeah.
role from Star Wars in this movie.
I was gonna say, did he need? Like, I was
I'm
so
with the force, and the
upset
force
that I
is
was like,
with
oh,
me.
he's
I'm with the force, force is with me.
yeah.
What'd you say?
I wish he had done that. Nothing wrong
Yeah,
movie.
whoops.
Yeah.
Um,
But I don't. Why did he have to be blind? And, like, I don't.
Because we'll get into that because John Wick 4. And then
'Cause of tropes.
yeah.
Hiroki Sanada, obviously as
Yeah.
Obviously, would have liked him and
Probably
more.
my favorite like new character in this. I love this
Yeah.
character, even though he was there for a very short amount of time.
The opening movie sequence of the movie.
apparently. Chris didn't like that Lance Reddick scene so much he just forgot it was ever in the movie.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
I also don't like when like he died. Not Lance Reddick, Koji. Just because it was like, wait, why? It just seemed like they could have not fought everybody. It could have easily just been like, get John Wick out of here and just say he's not here. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his hotel. Sure, he could, get him out without causing a
Get him out.
But he was like, oh, but French, like he says, friendship is nothing when it's
No, he could have helped
right?
John Wick, but what did he actually do for John Wick in that part? He fought, and then John Wick just left, but it didn't really do anything for him. It would have been the same if he just got him out of the building.
He left, and people were still going after him the whole time. That's true. He died for nothing.
Because he said right away, he was like, "We need to search your place," and he's like, "Of course." Like he was like, "I'm going to help." I thought they were going to do something sneaky there, and then he just died. And I was like, yeah, you didn't have to die. That was dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because it's not his fault John Wick showed up and the Marquis was just like, go burn that place down.
Kill everybody.
Because the Spanish guy was just like, you're done. It's already been, what do they call it?
Deconsecrated.
Condemned?
Deconsecrated.
Yeah.
So they deconsecrated the Osaka hotel. Like they were already planning on it, no matter what happened, right?
Oh, did they say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
That's
because he says when
did.
any business, you can conduct any business here, including your business here. So give me the guns. And he was like, no. And it was like, yeah, then you're not going anywhere. So then this is not a hotel anymore because they were already planning it for sure. Yeah,
that seems like.
But like, I agree with Spencer. His death didn't achieve anything other than give us a stinger.
The
at the end
sweet
of the
character arc of his daughter, so sweet.
God, I forgot completely about her the moment she was out of the picture. And then when I saw the stinger, I was like, oh shit, that's right. She said, if you don't kill him, I will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this girl, cinematic universe.
Yeah.
She gonna be the next Iron Man?
Thanks, Kill Bill.
I mean, at least this movie passed the Bechdel test. Barely.
It did. Kinda. Wait, no. Are there two women talking to each other? No, there isn't.
So no,
it did not pass the Bechdel test at all. Yeah.
Fair enough. It's. I mean, I think that the challenge with this movie is I don't know. So let me ask you guys: is the challenge with this movie that they want to show too many set pieces, or that none of the is what's weaker than thread?
Weaker than thread.
Weaker than a thread.
The Marquis' will and influence to have John Wick killed.
Yeah, I want to connect the threads, like the plot points, but they're clearly not with threads.
Like,
well, they're fraying threads at best.
It's like a strand of saliva.
Yeah,
gross.
Like gravity itself
like
will
spider
pull it.
silk,
because that will hold. Saliva will just wouldn't pull it apart. It just becomes droplets.
I mean, I try.
Keep it going.
I try to bring some class into this. It's spit. It's threads of spit. Matt. That's what this is. This is where we
That's
are.
what I've offered you, and you must use it.
What fun facts do we have for people this week so I can get out of this?
Saliva facts.
Oh fuck!
That's the worst.
Even worse. But is it the fact that they're just trying to show a whole bunch of action pieces, or the fact that the movie just before they used to be like, hey, there's some cool things for you to think about is how this world works, and now it's just like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How would that work?
I think it's
shiny
both.
objects.
It's both, Matt. Because like we've all said a couple of times, and I think we're gonna say a couple more times, this movie did not need to be 3 hours long.
It had no right being this long.
Exactly, and a lot of it is because not only are the fight scenes too long, but also they're in slow motion because Keanu Reeves is old, and they try to explain. It's like a Lost effect for me. Like Lost was fun. Like John Wick, the first John Wick has a bunch of mysteries. What are the coins? What is the Continental? And they don't expand on it. And we always say, "Oh, this is a great way of putting in a mystery that is just mysterious for its sake, and it doesn't have to be explained." And now, especially on the third and the fourth night, now in the fourth movie, they try to explain it, but then they explain one thing and try to add two more mysteries on top of it, and it just unravels. So I think it's both of those things that you said. It tries to do too much action and then thread the split thread, the saliva trail between one and the other of the set pieces, and it just fails at that.
Yeah. Well, you think about the first movie, it's like a story. Although the story is super simple. It's something that the audience connects with. His dog gets murdered and he wants revenge. So it's a classic like revenge story. So you're following along and you see you have a motive and it's emotional. He's dealing with his wife's death and all that. And the Continental and all that stuff is like background. It's like the setting.
Yeah.
Whereas
it makes you go like, ooh, interesting, but like it does
it's not the
right.
it's not the story. It's just like it's the setting of the story. Whereas now all that stuff has become the story. It's like it's no longer about motivations of a character. It's like I gotta survive the assassination of the Continental and the High Table, and we've got got to get your coin into your slot so you can have a piece of the ticket that gets you to the underground layer of gold that'll open up the cage.
Yeah,
Nicolas
that's what I mean
Nicolas
when
Cage.
it's a Nicolas Cage in this movie would have been amazing. I don't care what he had to play. Yeah, but like that's what I mean when I say it's like trying to explain too much by adding more mysteries. Like, okay, now we know about the coin and the mark, and then but there's a tracker. What is a tracker? They don't explain. And what is a harbinger? They don't explain. And what is the old ways? They don't explain. And what is the contract? And why is the second?
Do you need them to explain
forgot
what
your
a tracker
keychain.
does?
No, you don't.
Right.
But like they try to explain one thing that is like just a name or a title or whatever with three others, and they just leave it. You can't do that. Like if you're going to explain, then explain, or don't explain anything.
Too many things.
It's just throwing. It's too many things and throwing a bunch of things at the audience. It just becomes fodder. It just becomes screen and ear fodder.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, there's this thing. Is it important? John, what's it? Clancy Brown just comes in, harbinger, makes warnings, makes threats,
puts
makes
a
sandwiches.
giant fucking hourglass on the table for whatever reason.
Like, they have too many things. Did you bring your music
You get one
box?
thing.
Yeah.
They're like, we have 1 hour. He's like, well, I better take up the hourglass hour. It's like, we have watches. Nope.
Yeah. They're like, no, it's 2 hours, not 1 hour. Oh, well, you can't use the hourglass then. You have to use the giant music box that plays for 2 hours.
Let me send a note to
high table. The high table. Fasteners and an artisan's slave to make these ornate instruments of rules and upholding processes, and they must be used. We spend too much fucking money. We're the fucking
imagine
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
Imagine the nightmare that it is to be the high table's quartermaster. Like, okay, how many hours do they have? An hour and a half. Fuck. Now I'm going to have to find something that counts an hour and a half.
Actually. God damn it.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So he needs one giant hourglass that's the hour, and then one that's half the size for half an hour.
No, like an egg timer for half an hour.
You gotta have one for each. Just slightly smaller.
No, but that's the thing. It's a different thing for each.
Nah.
That's because they have a lot of different things.
Listen, we're blowing past our hourglass financial department. Okay, we're blowing past our quarterly amounts. We've been spending too much on hourglasses.
The hourglass budget is blown.
But there's just.
How do you spend $55 million on hourglasses?
Well, that sense is expensive, sir.
Harbinger department, make this make sense.
What?
Ignominy and Patrice and a spiritus Subway sandwiches.
This does
Jared.
explain why they had to shut down all these hotels. They just couldn't afford to operate them.
Well, they're like, why are we doing so much branding? We're supposed to be a secret organization. We've got our own coins. We have so much merch. Don't forget your Continental.
It's not merch. It's swag. Like when you join the secret society, you get this swag bag.
And you get your gold coins.
Aren't you supposed to hide? Are we supposed to hide? Nah.
When
you work for the Marquis, here's a brooch.
You get your Marquis brooch. Get your Marquis water bottle. Get a Marquis
solid
notebook. Marquis pen.
Yeah.
Backpack.
Yeah.
Some stickers for your laptop.
They said it was because the Continental, like the New York Continental, had betrayed whatever, but it was really just cooking the books. Mm-hmm. Like, no, we don't have this hotel. We just claimed the insurance money because it exploded.
Yeah, and then they go. The Marquis like, fuck, we still haven't saved enough. Shut down the Osaka one. That's the most expensive. It's the most profitable. I don't care. We got to cut the bottom line.
Sir,
the shareholders are asking for.
We've got hourglasses to make. Shut it down. It's our only income.
But sir, maybe we should stop hiring assassins because clearly they don't seem to be effective to take down John Wick. Shut up, you're fired. Your department is fired. I'm tired of these logistics. I want results. Lay them off.
We're spending $20 million a hit, and we're hitting our own men every time. We're not killing anybody. We're paying for our own assassinating our own assassins.
Who let you in? Who let you in the boardroom?
I want $20 million on John Wick, $10 million on the Harbinger. I want these are all our men. Listen, I want $15 million on the Geek Squad. What kind of logic is this business model? I want $50,000 on that guy's dog. That's how we got started in the first place.
And like if you notice all of the scenes with the Marquis, he's always in like some grand place with a bunch of food or whatever. Yeah. And like a million guards, and he just like he eats half of a brownie or whatever, and just puts it on the table.
He's sponsoring like the Marseille women's equestrian team.
Yeah,
he's standing in their presence as they prance around him, and he conducts meetings within the equestrian practice.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he was going to
aside, dude.
That's
like,
true.
are you serious?
I forgot
he was
about
buy
that.
those horses and have them assassinated. $10 million a head.
They're taking over. Listen, we got to pay a horse. We don't have to pay them gold coins. It's 1 carat, way cheaper. All the assassins are horses.
Done and done. Yeah. Sir, this business model makes no sense. I will pay to have you assassinated, and then pay to have the assassin who assassinated you assassinated if you don't shut your mouth.
What's your name?
This is how much power I wield.
Your name, Kyle? Yeah. $1 million in Kyle.
$10 million on Kyle.
Call to the switchboard, tattooed switchboard brigade. And
it'll take about 20 minutes to get that money put on Kyle, so he's got time.
Have they ever assassinated a target that's not within the organization in any of the movies? Like, have they ever been like, we have to assassinate this diplomat hired by another like organization? It's always like, I want you to kill Jimmy down in the basement. He's been causing trouble. $50 million.
Yeah. What did he do? Well, he was supposed to kill Johnny,
exactly,
but he didn't.
He failed.
Technically, in the first movie, killing what's his face and all his family, they were not part of the high table, if I'm not mistaken.
Which family?
The guy that says,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the only. That's the last time he killed anybody not part of the high table.
No, but that wasn't for that was for revenge.
Right, but everybody else they've killed is part of the high table.
No, I'm saying, what is the high table organized? Like, where are they making their money? Is my question. Like, who's paying them to assassinate someone if they're only assassinating their own people?
The high table explicitly makes their revenue in Bitcoin, stamps,
NFTs,
Home Depot NFTs, Home Depot NFTs.
Yeah, those are there's no comma there. It's Home Depot NFTs. They're not separate.
Yeah. That's the. I said what I said. And then caricatures of everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite Dutch Halloween figurines that go on lawns, like the Dutch Halloween gnomes. Little known fact.
All of that and merch.
I don't want to stop you guys here, but we're gonna dive into the high table a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
So that's
fair.
Dive in and on. Under.
I don't know if it's an actual table. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Shit.
Let's go back to this movie because
that's where the money comes from. They sell tables.
They sell tables.
It all makes sense. They sell high
tables.
You know those tables you set up at like the kitchen, like at the church for the little like
like the pews.
Basically, is the most lucrative standing desk business in the world.
It all makes sense.
Anyway, so let's talk about the rest of this movie before we get into the high table, because there are some other, yes, Bruce, I know there are some other parts of this movie that also challenge the mind. So John, there's a part in the movie where John is told by Ian McShane that he should challenge
Winston?
Marquis. I don't care what his name is, Winston.
That's not what I was doing.
He's going to challenge the Marquis to a duel, and that solves the problem. Which, first question. He said he was going to kill them all, but the Marquis is just a special deputized agent from the high table to kill John Wick. So, like, John Wick never fulfills his plan of
Yeah.
destroying the high table.
I think, the point was like, oh, you're never going to destroy them. And then he goes, can I be rid of them? And then, Winston says yes. And he goes, all right.
He was already rid of them
He's tired,
after the
man.
first movie.
He's tired. Then.
Do we ever see the high table
No.
The closest
Nope.
we get is
Entire-
Clancy.
in this entire franchise?
No, we never do. We see the
Biggest
Harbinger,
letdown.
which we don't even know if he's like part of the high table or just a servant of
I
the
assume
high
he used the
table. I don't even
mouthpiece for the
know.
high table.
Yeah, and I don't even think the Marquis is like part of the high table itself.
The high table's just Chat GPT. What should we do?
That would actually make some sense because it can make some dumb
How
decisions.
to increase our table sales?
I think the closest we get is the guy John Wick kills at the actual beginning of the movie.
No, so here's the
Elder?
thing: if you remember from John Wick 3,
I don't.
they say that the Elder is the only one who sits above the high table.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what they
What
say.
a cool setup to have not paid off.
Exactly.
And they killed him like not only could they like not even the actor from Wick Parabellum didn't reprise his role
Yeah, it
as
was
the
a different
Elder in
guy.
number 4.
He was
Like,
already killed.
I was very
They,
confused.
they covered that by saying even the guy who was here before me, so he was killed. It's fine. Problem solved.
Listen, don't you get it? You got the elder, then you got the abdicator, then you got the high table, then underneath the high table you got the count. The who's the guy who runs the hotels? The congressman,
The
Congressman. What?
the manager?
the manager, then you got
confiscator.
the concierge.
Yeah.
bookie.
The Harbinger is to the left of the high table.
Of course,
Right,
if you look
he's-
at this
he's
simple
right.
graph, it all makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's a
Then
little
you,
family tree.
What's the org chart look like for the gosh
We'll
darn
get there.
high
Stop.
table?
We're not talking about the high table now, guys. We're talking
I
about
don't know. Sorry.
murder and
Right.
John Wick.
okay, you got to narrow that down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It is his
shit.
movie. I was asking. Yeah,
Is it?
It is. I was asking about John Wick and his plans, or the Marquis plans. I don't know, but like so the shooting they want to do the duel, and so John Wick's got to get back in the family, right? So he can be part of. So
Yeah.
we understand that the high table is a collection of families allegedly, and he got kicked out of
Yeah.
his family, and he's got to go back to Germany.
Yeah. His ticket got torn.
Right.
Oh
Whatever
yeah,
that-
ticket.
That happened
True.
like the second movie. He traded a favor, get his
Yeah,
ticket torn.
true.
Don't worry about it. Not important to this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then he goes and does something and he fails or he wins. I couldn't tell. I guess he kills the guy.
No, he wins.
Yeah.
Because Katya says, kill the guy who killed my father, and then
Right.
I'll
But
take
Donnie
you
Yen
in.
shows up
And
for
he-
reasons and
Yeah, that whole scene, I thought it was gonna be like some twist. It was like, oh, because I thought, when he goes and almost gets like hanged by his family, and she goes, you bring me proof that you killed the guy who killed
Correct.
my father, then
Yep.
I'll instation the family. I thought, okay, here's the side quest that enables the main quest. That's what I thought. And then he gets there and Donnie Yen is there. I'm like, oh, an actual twist. Not like, ooh, the concierge at Osaka and the daughter of the manager are the same people. Who would have thought? Right? Yeah. So, but then that whole
Mind
scene
blown.
was so weird because then the tracker shows up and then they play poker for whatever
It
reason.
felt like a fever dream.
play
that whole
poker.
section felt like a fever dream.
They play poker with a guy who was clearly like manipulating the cards
Oh yeah, and you got five,
right when
you
they
got
walk
five
in.
twos?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you good
Yeah,
playing.
he was manipulating the cards and clearly is good at
Yeah.
that. And then nobody checks the thing. He sends cards to a blind man who apparently can tell what the cards are. I guess they are in braille somewhere somehow.
Oh, yeah, that was a missed opportunity.
they
to be
all
like,
play, and it's like everybody
it.
loses. And I was like, what did you guys think was gonna happen if you let the fucking cheater who was playing around with the cards just deal without anybody cutting, without anybody doing anything?
what cards do you have?
And-
My
and
cards.
then-
I have 5 I win cards.
Yeah. Which one do you want? And then John Wick slices his neck with a card. It's like, how fucking sharp are those cards?
Gambit.
Respect
Yeah.
that.
That whole scene makes no fucking sense. I thought it was going to be a twist. I thought it was going to be, oh, these guys are going to band up
See?
against the high
That's
table.
the ultimate twist.
There is no twist.
They never do.
They twisted you
There's
so
no
far
twist.
around. You're back where you started.
it was they did a 360 and continued. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay.
Cherry on top. I don't understand how a gold tooth justifies proof of the kill.
I thought he was going to remove the whole grill, right?
Maybe, but like that could have come from
anyone.
That could have come from a failed contestant from hip hop show.
Right, yeah.
That was a stretch.
Yeah,
not really.
I thought you were going somewhere.
Contestant?
I thought you were going somewhere.
What reality show is this?
A reality TV.
They could have it's funny they spent all this time making everything in such an intricate detail, right? They couldn't even give him anything more than a generic gold tooth. Like they could have put like a diamond or a ruby or something that makes it semi-unique, right? So
you should have brought him his fat suit. Here, I got him.
What? Are you saying the guy wasn't actually fat?
That would have been a cooler twist.
Okay, so let's. I do want to talk more about this movie, but I think the only way to really do that is to dive into some of the plot holes and
some of the nitty gritty.
Dear listeners, we understand that, as the saliva has told us somehow, not a lot of plot holes in this movie because there's not a lot of plot. And so we're trying our best here to come up with some stuff that, well, it's a little plot holey, but it's more just things.
A head scratcher?
We just need to explain what. Yeah. Someone needs to explain what's going on. And so, like, the first step here comes, I think, when John gets back in the family, that little telephone exchange system, they keep jacking up the price of the switchboard. Yeah, thank you. They keep jacking up the price of the bounty on John Wick, right? So 5, 10, 20, 40, whatever. But when he's back in the system, he's back part of a family. As far as I understand, he's now no longer excommunicado, in which case they shouldn't be putting hits out on him. But they continue the hit and continue jacking up the price. And
is this a marquee power?
Well,
no, it doesn't make any sense, right?
Even if the marquee is sort of abusing his power, like the whole structure of the movies, all four of them, are built on this idea that the table has rules of law. And that might be old and that might be dumb, but there are rules of law that everybody must follow. If you don't follow the rules, you die, basically.
You got fucked.
And so, why all of a sudden the high table is just like, I understood the high table gave the job to the marquee because it's just like, this is a pain in our ass. You want to deal with it, that's fine. But when he starts breaking the rules of the high table, shouldn't Clancy Brown cap his ass? Or like, I just don't understand how this works.
To me, what made no sense was like, okay, you're back in the family. We accept the duel. The Harbinger is there, and then the Marquis says, "Oh, I don't think he's gonna make it." I was like, "Oh, he's gonna make some like secret deals, like going around." No, he just called the switchboard operators, the tattooed switchboard operators, and said, "Hike up the price." And everybody was just fucking okay.
Did the offer ever go off?
No.
No, it should have. I think that's the whole point.
He jacks it up the night because he has the duel. They end up picking what is it? Dawn, I think.
Sunrise
at the cathedral, and so he just jacks up the price so that he can't make it to the top of the mountain before sunrise.
The high table has got a business to run, okay, and they got to make money. And if that involves spending $40 million to assassinate their own assassins, that's what they'll do, even if it goes against their own rules. Because
Spencer, I have a question then, because you just want to talk about this, and I'm fine with it because it comes into this overall thing, the overall conversation of how does this work. It's a very simple question: who high table, what high table, why high table, when high table, where high table, and maybe how high table.
I think how high table is the most important one.
Pick which one you want.
How high?
I think they're
the ganja table.
I think they see every dollar they put into killing their own people as an investment, and that there'll be a return on that investment.
It's like advertising.
Yeah, look how good we are. We kill the best assassins in the world.
Only we can kill the best assassins in the world. Look,
if you want one of our assassins killed, we're the ones for the job. Okay,
only we can do it.
Loyalty.
This is
for
like
the right
this
price.
Is like when
it.
like two brothers fight and like nobody else can beat the little brother except the big brother.
You coming after my men?
You don't hit him. I hit him.
My men? Nobody kills my men but me.
Exactly.
And I pay top dollar. The high table, the whole thing of the high table, it just feels like it's like they have too much time on their hands,
and
too much time and money on their hands because they're, like we said before, they're making all this merch. It feels like the rules they're making seems like something from like a you know when you play like a board game and it just more rules keep coming out and it's just like there's like one rule after the other and then you're just like wait a minute, what is the point of this? This doesn't make any sense. That's like their rules. They seem like almost contradictory rules, and there's always like a what's it called, like a fine print that's like, oh yeah, well that rule you can break if you kill this guy.
Well, the high table's manual is like 5 pages of regular print and then 115 pages of small print.
Yeah, it's like
in that sense because it's all exceptions, right? It's all
the U.S.
loopholes.
Constitution. They just keep adding
amendments
to solve problems. Just add an amendment. Oh, you got to get rid of the marquee?
John Wick.
Just add an amendment.
John Wick is a veiled like sardonic criticism of the Constitution of the United States. I see. So
I claim the coup de grace. I would like to step in and thank you, Kane, for doing all this work. I have come to put the final nail in the coffin. Like, fuck off, Marky. Just let the man do his job.
Yes, you deserve that. And I hope you burn in hell, Marky.
I hope they burn in hell.
Yeah, I don't understand also, like, so what exactly does the high table do? So, like, is everybody under, like, the high table are the families and whatnot, or so we understand. But, like, is everybody that work for the high table that isn't a concierge or a manager or a harbinger or an adjudicator, are they all
sandwich artisan?
Is everybody an hourglass maker? Is everybody else an assassin? And if so, do they assassinate anybody other than themselves?
Listen, I think I figured it out. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this John Wick universe,
right?
The high table
John
is
fucking Wick verse.
Is the government. There is no U.S. government. It's just the high table is the U.S. They run the country. They take tax dollars.
So this is like a cyberpunk sort of dystopic future.
Yeah, exactly. And then
there was a lot of cyberpunk music in this movie.
So that
true, especially in the Osaka.
That only confirms what I'm saying for some reason.
Yep.
And then.
that only concerns the asinine bullshit I'm saying
so
right now.
They charge tax. They take their tax dollars of the people, pay assassins to assassinate other assassins, and that has a trickle down economics effect, and that money goes back into the people.
That explains a lot of things.
That's why they.
That explains why there's no police,
because they pay them with assassin dollars.
And that explains why the people in the nightclub and whatever, they're like, "Oh, this is just another government."
It's a government contract,
right? When the
Home Depot, Home Depot NFTs.
They run through that
Home Depot NFT.
That like wet for whatever reason, that wet nightclub in Berlin, like with guns out and shooting each other and hacking at each other, and everybody's just still dancing and going, "Oh, this must be a government action."
This is good for the economy. That's what they say when people are getting shot everywhere.
Okay, so I just want to understand. I'm here for it. I just want to rep. Yeah. I want to actually put these plot threads together with some like hard string.
You want to harden that spit.
A little bit of spit.
I want to harden that spit, I guess. God damn it. And so we're saying that the families run the government. So John's family runs Germany.
The Bidens, the Clinton.
Sure, the Bidens
that's the
run
families.
The Bidens, the Clintons, the Wicks.
Sure, the Wicks. Great. And so the assassination actions are a way for the government to show they're keeping you safe. But the piece I'm missing is all of this is hush hush. Air quotes.
Yeah. I mean, is it?
Well, but so
do you think the Arc of the Triumph is like a very well frequented place?
No. The Arc de Triomphe? What the fuck?
Well, yeah.
What? I don't know.
No, but my thing is like, so if we're saying police don't exist,
no, they exist.
Well, you just said
no. They're on the dollar.
Where?
They're on the dollar.
Well, okay, where? Show me where.
We don't.
You never saw a cop in this movie at all.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point is like
because they're assassins.
So as a citizen of the world,
mm-hmm.
if I see a man out in a suit, riding a horse, driving a motorcycle, driving around the traffic circle, the Arc de Triomphe, with
Driving
open
anything.
doors.
Forklift.
Anything. Forklift.
Forklift.
Driving and shooting.
Golf cart.
A razor scooter.
Golf cart.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's just the government protecting me as a citizen.
That's
You
what
know
it is.
about my
That's
business?
why they were
If
that's
anything,
why everybody's so
You
calm
should salute
about
that
it.
man, if anything. God bless this country.
Like, yeah, like
Thank
if,
you for your
if
service.
kids ask, "Oh, what's happening, mommy?" Oh, this is the government protecting
And
us.
so in France, who is protecting whom? Is John Wick protecting the French people from the 50,000 assassins that are attacking him? Or are they trying to get rid of John Wick from France?
No, neither.
Yeah,
all
you're
just
confused, sir. No, Lucian's right. Neither.
yeah.
It's the act of
It's just for show.
the act
Exactly.
of killing each other is what creates the funding.
Not just the funding, but the image of security. Because like, oh, if they're killing each other,
Okay.
if I step out of
I
line,
understand
This
this
is
now.
False
this is the-
flag.
How is this? How is this not the Hunger Games?
Well, I was
then?
going to say it's
who says it
it's
isn't?
like The
Maybe it's the same
Simpsons
world.
when The Rock, right? This rock keeps tigers away from you.
Yeah, I
Homer
want that.
buys the
Give me
rock.
that rock.
Give me that rock.
Yeah.
So the more violence you get in your country, the more safe you are,
The last violence. Yeah, exactly.
right? And the more money.
The government enacts so much violence that there's no need for anybody else to be violent.
But the more violent the government perpetrates, the more safe you are,
Exactly.
and profit,
Yeah.
and more
God
profit.
bless.
is made.
Yeah.
This
And
country.
yes.
Gold hourglasses for everyone.
Rain down, rain down. You get a golden hourglass.
Would you like
get
How
healthcare?
else? How else would you explain? How else would you explain
No, you get an
John
hourglass
Wick
coin.
fighting up the 500 million steps all the way to the cathedral in the wee hours of the morning, then rolling all the way back down, and then fighting all the way back up again, and then having a duel without anybody from the police or anybody showing up? It's because they're the police.
It was our assassin dollars that built those stairs.
Okay.
We built this assassin. We built this assassin.
Are you?
We built this assassin on rock.
I was gonna say,
So-
okay, you're doing a. We built this city in this universe. We built as assassins on rock and
Hey,
roll.
thanks for
Okay,
explaining
I'm
the
here
joke,
for it.
Luciano.
That
you
was
can just let
the
it.
joke. It wasn't,
let it
wasn't
exist.
worth explaining.
You basically John
sorry,
Wick's
my
4,
bad.
what just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's on brand at least.
So I understand this. So let me ask one more question, just so I fully understand this. It's for the people. John Wick, Keanu Reeves,
For the culture.
is he a creation of the high table matrix to give them someone to have government
Oh,
actions
no.
on, thereby keeping the violence and profits high?
Now you're starting to think like a
I-
high table man.
Yeah, I don't know why you had to invoke the Matrix in this because but whatever. Sure,
I'm
let's
just
go
trying to
with it.
understand. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions.
Looks like
Oh
someone
no,
needs to be hired as an assassin and then hired to be
and then
assassinated.
assassinate himself.
Would you like a job, Matt?
No,
We're looking
Matt,
for a
you're
new
hired.
hitman.
Luciano, 10 million on Matt.
Yeah,
Matt,
50 million.
10
yeah.
million on Chris.
That way I can never lose. I play both sides. But you're down money either way.
But if you
No,
Yeah,
if you're gonna enter the system, you must assume the persona that the system necessitates, sir. And if you are going to enter and sit at the high table, what is above the high table? They say the elder. What sits to the left of the high table? The harbinger. Whom sits above the elder or to the right of the high table? I ask you, answer. The carpenter.
Now you're talking like an
oh
abdicator.
Jesus,
Matt, I'd like to hire you as an assassin. Luciano, 50 million on Matt. Chris, 50 million on me.
if you kill me, I'll pay you. I think.
I'm
trust me.
I'm a genius. I'm counting my
All right,
dollars.
no, I think that all makes sense. So we've covered.
It does?
Well, I'm just working through the things. We covered why high table
Okay.
to run the world economy. Got it. Where high table? All over the world. Each country has their own.
all over the world.
Right. Who high table? Biden's, Clinton's.
The families.
Leon.
Don't forget the Bush.
Yeah.
Not just liberal leaders. You
It's only the liberal
Obamas.
elite.
Did you say the
Clintons,
Bush?
the Kennedys,
Did you say
the Bidens?
The
Did you
Obamas.
say Bush? As in the Bush?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's just a Bush there. Not someone
No,
named
just the
Bush,
Bush.
just a Bush.
The Gretzky's.
Just
a
the
Bush.
Bush.
The Gretzky's. How did he get in there?
The Gretzky's.
Gretzky's.
Canada's
Oh.
dad, Walter
That wine-
Gretzky. Come on, he's clearly on the high table.
The Yagers.
Listen.
The Chelioses.
The Huas.
The
Matthews.
Matthews. Yeah, the
The
Lots,
Mackenzies.
all
Yeah.
Canadian hockey players.
We've
We're
lost
getting too deep.
Yeah, we lost
The
whatever
Isermans.
listeners we had. Like deep hockey references we're pulling out right now. Okay, great. No, those are all. So that's who we covered. What, why? We did not cover when high table. When did the high table start?
In the Middle Ages, clearly.
Well, funny story. It was actually Cain who hired Abel to kill
Oh my God.
him.
Kane.
And was Cain Donnie Yen?
Biblical.
Whoa.
That Cain?
No, Cain is the title.
Yeah, there's all.
Oh,
Cain is a- are you saying
There's always a
Cain is
Cain.
a title.
There's always
There's
an
always
Abel.
an Abel.
There's always a harbinger.
It was the original.
Carpenter.
always a
There's
Sandwich
always an
artist.
adjudicator. And there's a carpenter.
That's Jesus, the original assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will assassinate
God-
myself for
that's
your
what
He
I
sins.
was slaying those.
God sent Jesus, the carpenter, aka the original assassin.
To assassinate himself
Yes,
on the cross.
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
And he put $50 million
was the-
on his head, which he passed on.
That's what they call it, the greatest story ever told.
Well, when you think of 50 pieces
Whoa.
of silver back then, think of inflation. That the 50 pieces of silver today.
$50 million.
Guys, we're getting too
there
deep.
you go.
My
Perfect.
power was just cut. They're on to us.
All right. Well, no, that clears it up. Thank you. We've got everything done. Let's move on to some simpler questions.
Did you say Abel hired Cain to kill him?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, you didn't catch that.
It was the
No, it's just coming back
first high
to me.
table job.
I am my brother's keeper.
That was the first.
well,
No,
Yeah.
in this world, am I my brother's murderer?
no, it's
No,
like, I'm my
you're-
brother's keeper,
you're the assassin.
and I've these ducats to be spent,
Kept
bro.
them dead. That's it's always
Fair enough. No,
it's
fair
fine.
enough.
Jesus was taking care of business. It's fine. This is how it all worked out. We've explained it. I'm moving on. I have a simpler question.
Simpler
Obviously,
than that.
Simpler than that. I know that was really easy. Obviously, as part of the high table, some of the things that need to be done is just think there. Because there's some people out in the world that are going to be like, "Wow, this is all a conspiracy led by the government, and we're actually being killed." And that's not true. But we need someone to handle PR to explain why these things aren't happening like the way you think they may be happening. And so I'm wondering how like Joe Rogan would explain away all of what happened in Paris as, just a standard government action. It's not assassins, a secret organization, blah, blah, blah. We don't want the public to catch on. So how would Joe Rogan make sure that everybody knows it's just standard operating procedure?
Like how would he explain like the mass shooting in the Arc de Triomphe in the middle of broad night light?
All
Was it
the
nighttime?
people being shot.
He would
face.
start with one word, Antifa.
And
He would start with
Hey.
that.
Can we keep
No.
Incel Spencer
Am I
off this
wrong?
podcast for 1 week?
Oh
it
no!
was- if it
Oh,
was, it
no.
was actually Joe Rogan, he'd be like, "It's entirely possible." That's how he always starts. He'd say, "Yeah."
Oh,
he always
really?
say, he said, I'm not saying I know, but it's entirely possible that there was a truck full of bullets that was in a terrible crash,
Flew.
and all those bullets were ignited, and the gunfire went off, and naturally there were a bunch of people who had conceal and carry legally on them who thought a gunfight was breaking out, and then that's why they had all the weapons on them, and obviously that those bullets just headshotted anyone who had a gun in self-defense.
So the bullets were defending
Wait.
themselves.
The bullets were defending
yeah.
their right to exist, their right to bear arms.
Like bees. They were doing like bees,
Yeah,
right? They're defending the
I'm
hive
an idiot.
by
I'm
dying.
not saying I know this. It's just entirely possible. I'm just putting it out there.
Bullets
If you're getting your news from me, there's something wrong with you. But I'm just saying, look into it.
bullets, like all life forms on planet Earth, are allowed to defend themselves. So they just defend themselves from being attacked by fire and explosions. That's all.
Yeah.
Have you read your amendments?
Yeah.
That's right.
Right to be arms is one of the amendments.
Right to be arms.
Yeah. It's clearly there.
What?
It's clearly there. There's a second amendment, I believe.
To be armed?
Every citizen of the world has the right to be arms.
Educate
To
yourself,
be
man.
armed?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, are we using Urban Dictionary
You have the right to
slang?
bear
Like,
arms.
arms
and
is
the right
like
to
early.
be arms. That's in the American Constitution in the John Wick universe.
Yeah. And in all those people that died on the stairs, there was ice.
They were arms.
No, it was black ice.
Oh no.
It happens, man.
Oh
Accidents
no.
happen.
And they were carrying guns, so when they slipped in the black ice, the bullets shot up in the air and hit them all in the head.
Listen, they obviously had guns because they had a right to be armed.
They also had the right to be arms.
Yes.
That explains why
I
John
don't
Wick
think y'all know what.
rolled down so far. All that black
Yeah,
ice.
We're just
is very
explaining this
slippery.
how Joe Rogan would. I'm not.
Yeah, it's
I
entirely
don't
possible.
necessarily
Have
believe
you
it.
ever? Okay,
Are you
Jamie,
sure
bring
about
that
that?
video of that orangutan strangling a kangaroo. Have you seen that video? Jamie, bring that up.
I'm concerned how much you know about Joe
Too much.
Rogan, Spencer.
Listen,
I don't know why.
I asked ChatGPT to assume the persona
God.
of Joe Rogan, and I asked it to explain the plot and reasons why it makes sense, and then I asked it to explain why John Wick can't be killed. And in the voice of Joe Rogan, it says, here's an excerpt. It's a fascinating thing to think about, man. John Wick, he's this absolute killing machine. But at the end of the day, he's still human, I mean, the dude's taking more hits than a heavyweight boxer on a bad night, but he's not invincible, okay? His jujitsu is top notch. The way he jumps on, he clings like a koala jujitsu, kojitsu. He lets his body weight and goes limp, clutching, and then letting the body weight do the rest of the work. Suddenly the odds are not in these assassins' favor anymore. Okay, buy my supplements, brain
does it
juice.
say brain juice?
No, I had to.
I gotta
Pretty
say,
good.
John Wick does love the move of jumping on someone and hooking their leg
it's
or whatever, and doing like a cartwheel
It's
or
funny 'cause
whatever.
that move has been used so often, but it's always used by women. It's always like the Black Widow move in the Avengers.
Yeah,
It's always the jump, wrap your leg around, and throw them.
Not the Hurricane Rana, not that one. I mean, there are variations. I mean, that move is so fucking old now. But anyways, like John, just like his body is like the best immovable kettlebell. He just like koalas onto you, and you can't defend that because you fucking. It's just like
Yeah, he puts your
then
leg
it's-
up into like a triangle. He wraps his legs around and
yeah,
then spins.
and then he rolls around with you, and then you wait for like half a
for him to take a
second
gun out
until it like shoots you in the head.
until he shoots you in the
Yeah.
head, which he does quite easily and quite often.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. No,
Does that answer your
answers the
question?
I didn't ask.
completely.
Next question. As we see in this movie, they kind of hint at it in the first three movies, but now they just like dive into it. All suits are made of mithril, I assume, because they can block any bullet projectile from any range.
From any distance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. And I just want to know, like, obviously we're all joining the high table. Spencer's
Yep.
got contracts for us and on us and
Guys,
himself.
we're gonna be rich. We just have
We're
to
gonna be so
kill
rich.
each other for millions.
But part of being on the high table is you have to wear bulletproof clothing. The suits seem not as effective as they should be. I'm just wondering if you guys had a better outfit to wear to keep yourself alive while you're assassinating ourselves.
Sure, a gimp suit.
Okay.
It covers the whole. It's basically a onesie with a mask. Like you can do with or without the ball gag. It's up to you, but I personally would use
Does
it
the
just
you
to
can't
get the
see
full
out of the gimp
experience.
suit, correct?
It's fine, but at least you don't die.
What if I walk up to you and unzip the mouth and just
No, you can't. It's Kevlar.
but I've unzipped it.
It's Kevlar. I don't care.
So
It's mithril. I'm sorry, not Kevlar.
yeah, but if
It's
I make a
mithril.
hole in your mithril,
No, you can't because it's mithril.
that's not how that works.
Listen, I'm just using the logic of the movie.
Nick, he shot so many people in the head eventually.
Well, that's why that's
Yeah, because they didn't have the gimp mask on.
mandatory GIMP masks. That's new.
Yeah, for
We're putting
everyone.
that through on the high table.
I see your goddamn gimp suit and I raise you a motherfucking mascot. Suit made of mithril.
Damn it!
It's a good thing
That's what I was
you
going to say. I was
see-
going to say the Philly fanatic. That was going to be my.
it's a good-
That was going to be my assassination of it.
It's a good thing you see the gimp suit because I can't out of it.
I award you no points.
And may God have mercy on your soul. Fair enough.
50 points from
Honestly, my
Slytherin.
biggest complaint with the mithril stuff, I can be fine with the bulletproof clothing,
Vests.
or no, even the clothing being bulletproof. But what bothers me is that the clothing didn't even like indent when they were shot. Like it's just
Yeah, I know.
fabric. He's holding it up like
It's like Superman.
He's holding it up like a little blanket,
like a shield.
and it's like that would. I don't
Yeah.
care what it's made of. It's gonna like flap. So.
Yeah.
So taking that into consideration, I gotta go. I'm all aboard the gimp suit because that's got no, it's got no give, right? It's body tight,
Yeah.
obviously except for the assless chaps part. But that's a
All chaps
taste
are assless.
thing.
Thank you.
That's a taste. That's an option. So, what about a dickless chap? Are all chaps dickless?
What? Chaps don't come with dicks. They're just
What?
Yeah.
Chads come dickless.
Chaps are just assless pants.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all they are.
Chaps and
but like
chads.
chaps don't have dicks on them. You supply the dick if you have one.
The dick
Okay,
is optional.
But what if you get high on your own supply and therefore go bankrupt on the supply and then you need to fulfill the demand?
So you're saying, Chris, you're going to crack open the hourglass you were given as part of the high table, and that's just high grade cocaine.
Cocaine.
Listen, you're trying not to get shot, right? The harbinger is coming to make 2 sandwiches out of your ass and cut them diagonally, okay, crust off. You mean to tell me you have no other recourse but to just let the judge, let the judge, jury, and execution swing their axe upon you and just let it happen? I say no. You need to sniff, and you need to sniff if you want to make it to
So if
the
you
midriff.
sniff out all of the
happening?
I got this. No,
No,
I can land this
this
plane. I
Chris-
swear to God.
Go. Okay, Matt.
Chris-
I'm giving you
No,
one chance.
Chris was the one who snorted all of the hourglass.
No, I
sand.
see
That's
what Chris is doing. Because the Marquis was like, send him the hourglass, and then they're done after that. If you sniff all the sand out of the hourglass,
Time is just an illusion.
More
motherfucker.
time.
you are
Or
now time.
If you
can't
do
kill.
that, or if you do
can't
that,
kill-
then you run out of time faster and you get
That's
killed
not how
faster.
it works.
But time.
Have
does
you
not-
even seen Back to the
Only
Future?
if you snort. Only if you snort does it work.
I see.
It
It's
didn't
on
run
in
out.
the fine print, is what you're saying.
It didn't run out because you drilled a hole into the top half and inhaled it all, baby. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Can I change my answer?
Yeah, clearly.
I would wear a Spider-Man suit instead of a Gibb suit. I don't need it to be sexual.
How is it different? I love it though. Okay.
Wait, are you saying Spider-Man wears a gimp suit?
I mean,
Well,
I
he's got
said?
eyes in his, so technically no. And he doesn't put a
Yeah.
ball in his mouth that I'm aware of.
Yeah, they're-
And his butt cheeks are covered.
no, Matt's right. I would put a
Permanently.
ball in
Like-
my mouth as Spider-Man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, gimp suit doesn't have chaps.
No, it's all
It's
leather.
usually all closed.
It's got zippers to
Yeah.
access.
Zip. Yeah.
It's not
Zippers.
leather if it's made of magic mithril.
Mithril.
So, Luciano being the mithril gimp suit aficionado, can you help me understand, like, ballistically,
Right.
like if it has the sheen and texture of leather, right?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It's a suit. We've already established.
What is it?
It has the sheen and feel of suits.
It's a
only it's a gimp
60-40
suit.
cotton blend of all mithril. So it's 60 mithril, 40 mithril.
No, 500 thread Egyptian cotton feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about the importance of like practicality and mobility.
Right.
Like, are gimp suits
Yeah,
mobile?
just skin tight.
Yeah.
It's like when runners or swimmers wear like a bodysuit to go faster. Less air resistance. Yeah. That's all Luciano's doing, just in GIMP form. For reasons.
If you make bullets out of the same
for reasons yet to be determined,
if you make the bullets out of the same material as what they make the suits out of.
GIMP
No,
mithril?
that's not what I said.
Uh-oh.
What?
That's you're saying you just said GIMP mithril.
No, he didn't.
GIMP
bullets.
mithril. GIMP mithril. How do you
mithril
riddle me
bullets.
this? How do you cut a diamond? How do you cut a diamond? My good man.
Hey,
with another diamond.
I'm telling you.
So how do you get through?
I'm telling you, Chris sniffed
Joe
the
Rogan.
whole hourglass.
We're past that. We're past that question.
Listen. If it comes down to capoeira and mithril GIMP suits, I'm telling you, someone needs to smoke.
He's completely insane. Like even more so than usual.
No, I think we've answered this question. I don't really want to answer the question of how do you cut the mithril with the mithril. Spencer, to your point, if the bullet hits the suit, nothing. It's like you know what? It's like magnets. When you put two
They repel.
of the
How do they work?
how do they work? Yeah, that's-
All right.
magnets. How do they work? Moving on.
You got me there.
There you go.
That's check and mate.
How magnets? Why magnets?
Got him. The Harbinger we've talked about a lot. Clancy Brown. He's the Harbinger. He's the judge of the duel. He's also like the rules master.
He's the dungeon
Hourglass
master.
bearer.
Dungeon master.
The hourglass bearer.
Yeah. What else does he do for the high table? Because we don't see a lot of high table members. So what other jobs does Clancy Brown have when he's not doing the things we saw in the movie?
Laundry.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
I need his title as well, right? So we can't just
Laundry master.
Thank you.
No. Washmaster.
Washmaster's better. What about
Okay.
Laundroman?
Ooh, nice.
Laundroman, but that's not more like a
No,
superhero.
He's
Okay,
so
sorry.
close to laundromat.
I know. Okay. What about laundricator?
That's better.
Nice.
Now you're talking. That's good. That's good.
It sounds almost like that it has a Latin root, but it doesn't, which is
Plumericator.
No, you had laundricator.
No, but he also plums.
Yeah, but like you got to do better. You can't just cater
The-
all the names.
Wait,
done
wait.
here.
No,
Hear me out
it's-
here.
he's
Mechanicator.
He's the pipe layer.
Yeah, the Harbinger works for an offshoot Pornhub entity, and he ding ding. I've come to help you with your plumbing problem. I hear your bathtub is not.
He's also a porn actor.
He's a
for the high
pornicator.
table.
He's an artisan,
a fornicator.
a fornicating, carbonating, pluminating,
Not fornicating. Fornicator.
iterator.
No, he's
Fornicator.
both. Clearly, he does
Joe
all.
Rogan-
He's the only one in the high table that actually works.
Right.
Let's be honest.
So then Spencer, to answer your earlier question about plumbing,
Yes.
he's a plumbist.
Okay. Plumbist.
Yeah.
He's a counticator.
Come on, man. You gotta.
No, come on.
He's
You have to sneak
he's
some
also
Latin in there.
he's also a curator of culinary party hosting scenarios, because you still have to feed
so he's
your
a caterer.
assassins.
No,
is what you're saying.
he's a cater.
He's a
Katie
he's a cutting cater. I'll lean a little bit later.
Kitty cater sounds like something you tell your daughter that that's what the costume is or whatever.
Have you ever had shrimp scampi?
Bring in the cater.
I made this pesto myself.
I have to say, this movie misused Clancy Brown. I wish I had seen a lot more of him.
Well, he's quite a bit older, but unless
Doesn't matter.
unless he's unless the Harbinger is like a master of some ancient deadly martial art that's only known to like
Old
Harbinger
man,
tier only.
just old to known man. It's called farting.
It would have been great. If Kane Donnie Yen can use his walking stick in badassery, well then Harbinger Clancy Brown could have used Kane, actual walking Kane, elderly Kane.
Who is he? The
Foo.
villain from Rebel Moon?
Oh no!
That was yes and yes.
Oh,
and.
is it the same universe? Please no.
When he uses his cane, he's a canicator.
Clancy Brown is
his name?
It should have been the real.
His name is as Harbinger Noble.
Fuck you.
That's the
Fuck all of you. All of you.
Clancy Brown should have been the true regent Fuck that other guy. But anyways.
What Regent?
Exactly. The one with the terrible homeless beard.
Okay.
Oh.
Atticus Harbinger.
No, Atticus is
Take
Our
Abaddon.
podcasts are bleeding
Not-
together.
Abaddon
It's not
Harbinger.
good.
Time
Belisarius.
is a concept.
Lord,
Yeah,
too much time
Belisarius.
saying.
Belisarius
Concept.
Abaddon
It's
Harbinger
the
the
best.
Third at your service.
Yeah, exactly. That's his full name.
Call me Kurgan.
We have to put that. Oh no, it's fine.
I make wonderful sandwiches.
Let's shift gears again. Why
Paninis.
is John Wick the villain of the movie?
I mean, on the surface, you could he kills everybody.
Also, he gets Koji killed, and he gets Lance Reddick killed because of his shenanigans. And so,
Well, yeah.
What's his motive?
John Wick's?
Yeah, what's
Revenge.
his motive? Who's he trying to get
It's pretty
revenge
clear.
against?
Yes.
the high table.
It was the
Yeah, the high table.
table,
It always was
but
the high table.
Did the high table really do anything to fuck him over, though?
Okay, so in the first movie, no. In the second,
movie, yes.
yes.
At the end of the second movie. Yeah.
What did they do?
I don't know. Some
I don't
stuff. We'll look
remember
it up
enough.
here.
I just remembered that he shot that guy in Winston's.
This seems to be a reoccurring theme of they're the bad guys, but John Wick kills somebody and they're responding to his continuous murder. So it sounds to me
Yeah.
like they're simply trying to stop a mass murderer, and
That they pay. That they pay.
He's interfering.
that they pay.
He's interfering with their mass
Yeah,
murdering.
well,
clearly.
that they're a business. It's different.
Yeah, so
government
just
sanctioned.
to give you context, Luciano's right. He kills Santino in the New York Continental, and that's breaking the rules of no company business on.
I don't
continental
remember
grounds.
why he killed Santino though.
I think it's because Santino was like out to murder him, and then Santino runs to blah 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 blah.
Can you just wait for him to leave the hotel?
No, he can't.
No, it was the opposite because he goes hide in the hotel.
Can't hide there forever. Listen, our Harbinger laid down the very clear rules. Fair, very fair. The most beautiful rules.
Oh, no.
And John Wick, he you know what? I'm just gonna be like one of those police chiefs, who's just saying the facts to the hot-headed detective. You're out of line. You're out of control. I need your gun and your badge.
I want your gun and
Yeah.
badge. Yeah.
John Wick is a hot-headed assassin, a hot-headed employee.
Yeah.
Listen,
Son of a
he-
gun.
A
he's a
disgruntled assassin.
employee who
or-
decides to murder the people who fired him.
He's a postal worker.
He's a postal worker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, suddenly
I
he's not
see.
such a good guy, is he?
No,
He's a postal worker that delivered no
Nobody
letters.
likes a postal
Even worse.
worker.
Oh no.
Even if he just delivered mail, that's too far.
even if he did. Okay, no, I think we've
You delivered
we've
them bullets.
established. Well, they have a right to be delivered. If a corporation is a person, bullets are clearly a person, sir.
Listen.
Thank you very much.
and people can be
So
bullets as well.
and John
Yeah.
Wick used to work for them and was an assassin, right?
Sure.
So he's killing all these other
and he
he's
retired.
killing all these other assassins who are just doing their jobs.
Yes, but
True.
also they're being paid by the high table to die and kill. Well, not die, but it's a circle of
Geniuses.
It's a circle of business. That's all I know.
Yeah, but
the circle
but they're
of
doing
business.
like exactly what John used to do. So like he's no better than them. I mean, he's
but that
better
doesn't-
than them at it.
I don't think that makes him a villain just
skills.
because they're all killing.
He also
No, but I think he's the villain because he's like, no, I'm gonna go kill everybody,
And gets all his
And
friends
because
killed
he d-
along the way.
and then didn't even kill everybody. He kills one
True.
marquis, and he's like, okay, I'm okay, and then he dies like a dog,
and I have it on good.
like
I
his
have it on
dog.
good authority. He killed his own dog. His killing his
What?
dog was an
Okay,
inside
Joe
job.
Rogan.
His dog was an inside job. That's all I'm saying. Look into it, Jamie. Pull that up.
Look into it. look into it.
No, here I like this. No, I think he's right. His wife allegedly dies,
Yeah,
leaving
yeah.
this alleged dog.
I mean, it was a dog.
When she actually walked
That
out
was
on him.
alleged.
Right. And then these men allegedly come to his house and allegedly shoot
Mysteriously.
his dog. Is there
I
any
mean, we
evidence?
see-
Any proof?
we see that.
Where are the
You
receipts?
see. That's all a fever dream.
You
for
see
your
what
eyes.
he wants you to see.
Yeah,
What do you think the movie's called?
I see.
John Wick.
I'm
his-
being fed what the mass media wants me to
he's
see.
the
Fat
narrator.
cats, the corporate liberal elites are telling you what they need to tell you.
Yeah.
Talk about
Walt Disney.
his story.
What?
Yeah.
Just the head. Just the head.
Just ahead of Walt
Frozen.
Disney.
Look into
Learning
it, man.
channel?
Timmy, pull
Yeah.
it up.
Oh shoot!
Just,
Wow.
just,
Both.
yeah,
Both.
just, we're just asking questions. Just read some stuff. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, I'm not saying I know,
Do your
Do
own
your own
research.
research. That's right.
but when you're doing it, Google Walt Disney's head, inside job, johnwicksdog.com. Very reputable.
Pornhub.
Very reputable.
Comma.
But do your own
That's how you
research.
surface it. You just make sure you comma and then just add the Pornhub and then
Well,
Walt Disney's head.
If
will,
you do this correctly, what Chris is saying is that if you do it correctly, you put that /Pornhub, you actually get 30% off a subscription to Pornhub, as well as Find Out
Yes.
the Truth.
Exactly.
Don't forget to use promo code Popcorn and Plato. 30% off your Pornhub Walt Disney Dog Inside Job John Wick merchandise.
and if you act now, you can use the additional discount code GIMP
Oh.
Mithro Luciano advocates 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
For all your
And
gimping
all the BDSM videos
That's
are
actually
cheaper then.
that code, Chris. That's actually just for MeUndies.
Yeah, that's
just so we're
right.
clear.
Yeah.
Wait,
we didn't get
wait.
that note.
In this world, MeUndies sells GIMP.
This is
Mithro
our
GIMP
movie.
suits?
What are you
Of
talking
course.
about? This is
Metro
our
Gimp.
This is
I
our
think we've
business.
come. I think we've come full
Yeah.
circle. We've come full circle.
Have you
Yeah.
not worn the MeUndies? You feel how soft they are? Would you want that for a whole gift suit?
Yeah.
Trust me, you're gonna love it.
Listen.
Wait, are you saying my underwear is bulletproof?
Go
Amazing.
try it out. Let me know.
Listen,
We're not saying
The
it's
last-
not bulletproof.
Put on
I'll
these-
be right back. I'm just gonna shoot my nuts for a second.
the last thing you need to worry about is shooting blanks if you wear
See?
these MeUndies.
Nice.
Chris nailed it. Thank you, Chris.
That's why Chris is the marketing
We're
guy.
gonna move on to a new question and just leave it
What?
on that perfect segue. No reason. Why is Donnie Yen the better, some would say the best version of Daredevil?
Wait, are you asking about the actor or his character in this
No,
movie?
just Donnie Yen.
Kiss, well,
This has nothing to do with the movie. No.
Well,
He's in this
first, because
movie?
he's not actually blind.
What a coincidence.
Oh wow!
No, I think that's a very good question because his character in this film was as good of a daredevil as you could
Well,
see.
So the reason why I say Donnie Yen is because he's played
emphasis
a,
on C.
a blind character in multiple movies. So I can only
Yes.
assume
There you
Donnie
go.
Yen is actually
Not just a blind character, a blind character who could fight.
While
extremely
blind.
well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's just every character he plays is blind Ip Man, is what you're saying.
So daredevil.
Okay.
Well, everyone knows
So
when
there-
you,
so
when you
Daredevil. So-
take away one of your senses, the rest become mega
Yeah,
heightened.
I think
and it's a template that's been carried out through cinema. Some might say real
You
life.
think all blind people
as-
have this
it's not-
ability?
Yeah, like thanks to I think it's Beat Takeshi and others before him. Like there's a whole genre of movies called like Zatoichi the Blind Swordsman, and he does incredible things because his
Hold on,
senses
I
are
gotta
mega
punch a
heightened.
blind guy and see if this
So-
checks out. Just stay right here.
Yeah,
while
Stay
you
right
do
here,
that,
Chris.
let me answer your question.
Thank
Matt.
you.
So I think the main reason why Kane is the better
Kane?
Daredevil is because
Daredevil?
he's willing to kill, like with
True.
the sword.
Matt Murdock's
like
a coward. You heard it here
Yeah,
first.
exactly. He just beats people up like Donnie Yen just finishes them off and doesn't have the problem later.
yeah. It's as easy as skewering a pig. It's just like
Jesus.
You're on a watch list.
Like, yeah. I mean, he's been on a watch list
talking
for a
about?
while.
You know what? No,
You're talking
Luciano's
about-
right because if you're really working for the government, do you want to have all these like broken leg, broken arms people wandering
Yeah,
around? You got to pay
like lawsuits
insurance
waiting
too?
to happen.
Ah, just kill them.
Come
It's
on.
way
No,
cheaper.
just
workers'
kill 'em.
comp.
Yeah, and then they don't come back. Like if if Kane was the actual Daredevil, like the hand would not have been a problem after like the first comic.
Nope.
You just kill everybody and they're done.
Game over.
No, they keep
They
coming
do the
back
finger in no
because he
time.
doesn't kill.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll be out here all week.
You know what? I fucking hate that I laughed at that, but kudos.
I'm going to move us on because we need to. Tracker. We didn't really talk that much about Tracker, but Tracker's in this movie for reasons.
Which says something.
I guess you killed Lance Hendrickson, you replace him with another actor.
Wow.
I didn't do it. The movie did
Wow.
The movie
Lawrence
did.
Fishburne's in it too.
The movie did.
it. Oh,
What?
barely.
Chris has decided to sit somewhere other than by his
Yeah,
microphone.
back up. Yeah. Sounds like you're 10 miles away from it. Thank you.
My bad.
It's
Just like the
it's like,
equality
the movie did!
protocols
No
in this
Bechdel
movie.
test. No. Anyways, but
Yeah, just
nothing
right
to
there.
say there. I just stop right there. Tracker is in this movie, and Tracker, we see that Tracker makes a bunch of bad deals with the Marquis for reasons that aren't explained.
Two of the worst negotiators in the history
Just
of movies.
terrible.
Yeah.
Tracker
Weird.
asks for $50 million. They negotiate down to 46.
No,
First day.
he starts at 20.
Yeah.
Then he starts 25, and then the Marquis says 20. He says 23, and then he calls him back and says 35.
No, but
Then the Marquis calls again and he says 40.
But he also does the thing where he's like, and another similar donation for my 401k. So I have no idea how much he
Yeah.
actually negotiated for at this point.
Yeah, I don't think even he knows.
That was a weird That was the worst HR meeting I've ever seen
So
in
many
an action
violations.
movie.
Anyway, so Tracker is allegedly going to get a whole bunch of money if he finds, and then he has to kill John Wick because the Marquis pulls a Darth Vader on him, alters the deal, and pray. He just has to pray he doesn't alter it any further.
Yeah, well, he does actually.
of course he does.
Praying doesn't do anything because he does alter
Did it work
for
with
him.
Darth Vader? No.
Yeah, fair
What
enough.
does Tracker need? Why does Tracker keep? Why doesn't Tracker say like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna walk. He needs his money. We see a list he's collecting for money. What is all this money actually for? What is Tracker's grand plan? And why is it gimp suits?
He wants to. Well, okay. Well, then you just pigeonholed him.
Answer your own way. I'm just asking questions.
You
I'm
said,
just
you
asking
said why
questions.
is it gimp?
Do your own
suits?
research.
Why is it a gimp?
Okay. You s-
Go to www.
so
Tracker may be involved in the inside job of killing a John Wick dog. Look into it. .com
.blogspot.com.
/ me on.
GeoCities. Hey, why does /MeUndies sound so right? Anyways, Tracker has been working for has been employed by the High Table. Has been an employee for quite some time, and he's noticed a market opportunity with respect to the Home Depot NFTs, and he's like, I could do better. I really think that like the metaverse is being underlooked,
yep.
and it'd be nice to, right? And I'd just like to get a really great plot of land and just start my own tech thing and let my
Digital
dog
land?
run free in digital land. I want my dog to not have to walk ever again. I'll just get a treadmill, plop
He'd
him
still
on
be
it,
walking.
and then just drop a headset. Well, he'd be walking, but at least you know where your dog is. You don't have to put an actual tracker on your tracker's
Doesn't sound
dog.
like
Your
much of a
dog's at
life.
home in the metaverse. Well, what is life is the high life. You can have your food insta carted to you at any
He'd
time
have
of
his
the
own
day.
cater?
Who needs Uber? Exactly. I told you, Spencer. I told you to dream bigger, darling.
You know what? I see what you're saying. I think he needs that money because he likes the ponies. He likes to bet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
big
it's a
gambler.
gambling addiction.
Those ponies aren't for riding or racing; they're for assassinating. We already covered this.
No. This he wants to start his own horse ring. Take him out of the
There you go.
Slash-
That's what it is.
slash assassin.
No. He wants to take him out of that life. He said, "This life ain't for you."
No.
ponies."
No. What happens is
Are we actually talking about ponies?
what
Are we
happens
talking about-
is the pony who wins the race becomes an assassin. It's sort of like a training
Oh, I
ground.
like this. Yeah. Okay. I got it now.
No,
I follow you now, Spencer.
That's not what I said, and this is Tracker's dream. He wants to.
That's
No, he's in deep. He's in deep with the sharks, so he owes a lot of money.
Wait, I thought it was ponies.
He bets on sharks too.
he's in deep with the sharks, and
He
he
bets
wants
on
ponies.
like shark racing.
Is it a shark fighting ring? What are the sharks? I need to know.
Wait, you've never bet on sharks before?
No.
Apparently, the great white shark. There's only one last great white shark before they
That
become
is
extinct.
not true.
Hey man, I don't need your buzzkill.
Also,
on this
why
podcast.
the fuck did you
that's 'cause
have
all
to
the
bring something so sad?
It's called the shark fighting rings. I got the great white in round 2 via Finn mission.
Wow, you fucking were so close to landing that you just crashed into the ocean.
I just crashed face first into the ground.
No, he bets on the sharks. He bets on the pony. Anything that lives or dies, he bets on.
Does he bet on the Jets?
So basically, he has
No,
he
he's
has a
not that
business
sick.
idea that he needs fund. He needs to fund a business idea, Matt. That's the
No.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
That's
That's not
the
what I
answer.
said. He bets
yeah,
on
the pony.
all.
The shark slash pony racing
Yeah,
business.
we got you.
That's
You
what
hear the
Spencer
words
said.
that are coming out of my mouth?
yeah. You're gonna have sharks and ponies fight each other, and the winner is gonna be the world's best assassin. I heard it all.
Yeah. No, they race first, then they
Yeah.
fight, and then whoever wins becomes an
Yeah.
assassin.
And they need to.
That's
you know, and
basically
then
a
there's
summary of what
cooldown.
Spencer said.
Right. Don't forget, like, if you was I the only one listening to Spencer? There's a pie eating contest, and the pies are filled with shark fins.
Finally,
Oh,
somebody who's
no.
listening.
It's
Thank you, Chris.
shark fin soup. It's not a pie. It's shark fin soup.
Okay, but you gotta wash the pie down with shark fin soup because a real shark is a killer.
We'll be right back.
Matt, please fucking
We'll be back.
segue out
We'll
of
be back
somewhere
after a
into
short word from our
something.
sponsors.
Do you ever wonder how many Werther's candies are too many?
Oh no,
Let me tell you.
Werther's again?
Let me tell you,
Werther's is
it's
back.
never too much. It's never too
We're
much.
deep with big Werther's.
Yeah. and Big Werther's is everything you need for all your bedroom activities.
Oh, no.
Go back into the boudoir with your special someone, and don't forget the Werther's. Oh my! The roof of my mouth.
You know what the weird,
It's
the
so
weird thing
sharp.
about these live reads is like, I thought where this was just for old people, but they're getting very graphic,
They've gotten.
and I'm not really sure
They've gotten
what the
dark.
target market is anymore.
Are you saying old people can be graphic? What's wrong with you?
I'm just,
What's with this ageism
well,
here
I
now?
mean,
Agnes, I'm going to take out these. Going to take out
You
my
did this,
teeth.
Luciano.
Don't you worry.
no,
I'm gonna-
leave the teeth out.
this is
It's
on
probably
you.
better.
Whoa.
I tell you, you wrote me a little note and I read it with my good eye, and then I told you I would bring this
Holy
Werther's
shit,
back.
it's not
in
only
there.
an old man; it's an old like war veteran that doesn't have any teeth, doesn't have an eye.
How do you know they lost the eye in war? What if they lost the eye in a sexual escapade?
Why not both?
We'll be right
Why not
back.
both?
From a word from our sponsor.
Do you ever suffer from plantar
Ooh.
fasciitis? Let me tell you, Spencer.
Doc Walks.
You're the expert.
Ortho-Insoles, real product that doesn't affiliate with sexual acts with old people.
I mean,
That's your
if they
business.
need it for life.
Have you ever? If you
Live
put
your life
some
your own
say,
way.
though, I'm pretty sure we could find the Jimmy. Pull up the link
Jimmy, it's
with
Jamie.
Dr. Oz.
God damn you.
Fuck Jamie. Fuck Jamie. Fuck Jamie. Jimmy, pull up the
Moving
Dr.
on.
Oz video where you super glue 7 Werthers
So,
together to help
you
your
know-
your
You know
flat
how we
feet.
watched John Wick, and it was a series of action sequence that had nothing to do with each other?
Yes.
We were just recreating
mimicking
these
it.
bits just to show you how disjointed and confusing it is. So if you didn't
And
think
bad,
that
yeah.
each of those, each singular bit was funny, just know it was a part of a larger bit
So bad, it's
that you
good.
should have found
It's even
funny.
less funny. It's even
You
less.
should have found
funny.
it funny though.
Life imitating
Yeah.
art.
So just so you know how it works, since we like to explain our jokes here. Now Luciano really appreciates that because he doesn't understand. So that's the
No.
joke.
I still don't
Laugh
appreciate
now.
it.
Moving on.
Moving on. Let's just wrap this up. We're going to give our scores to this movie. We're going to rank it.
Oh, right.
That's how we
Oh,
run.
give
that's right.
Werther's like a
we're-
Dig it.
Wait,
Um,
is that not what we're
I
rating?
haven't- That's not what we're rating. John Wick 4.
Beyond
Oh, right.
We
the
use the tiered rating system. S is the highest. F is the lowest. Somewhere in between, please. Just a little synopsis why you put the movie where you did. Let's go with Luciano to start with.
Okay. So I didn't like this movie a whole lot. It didn't have to be as long as it was by like it could have been an hour
No
less and it
right
would have been fine.
Being this long.
yeah, exactly that. And the action scenes weren't fun except for that overhead one. Most of them were like overdrawn, and which is the like at least from the first movies for me the best part was all the action. And this one, even that wasn't that much fun. The story is kind of convoluted. It's just convoluted and doesn't really explain it. And I think the thing that really pissed me off the most at the end is that he died in the end. Whatever, that's such a cop out. So honestly, I came in here as usually happens with a different grade. I started this in my head with a C, but I'm going to give it a D. This is a D for me.
Cool. Let's go with Chris.
This movie was pretty long. Last week we watched the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I'd seen it so many times that I started with John Wick 4, and then I smoked up, right? And thinking that this movie would be, a high octane romp in John Wick fashion, right? Applying all the tried and true and, genre envelope pushing patterns and formulas that we've come to appreciate in this series. But in this movie, it has a foundation. Like, you're like, ooh, I'm going to go have a really good, delicious piece of cake because I've had it before, and I'm just expecting some really good flavors, right? I go in, good foundation, but like me, I don't like Black Forest cake. So why are there sour cherries in this
there
cake?
Aren't sour cherries in Black Forest cake.
They were terrible in mine. So yeah. So I don't want anything but chocolate cake in my chocolate cake, right? So anyways, this movie just had unexpected elements that do not,
it's like Shakespeare.
Unexpected elements, these things don't have any place in my John Wick experience. Example, stairs that beat up John Wick more than any assassin in this damn story.
He was fine afterwards.
And that's the worst part. Like, it's just so unbelievable now. And like, it had potential, but at the same time, I see you, Matt, try to play me off with your Oscar track and whip.
I'll just edit you later.
It's supposed to thank the Academy. You can edit it. It's fine. Anyways, I was going to give this a B, but it's a C to me.
All right. That's fair. Harsh but fair. Controversial but brave. Speaking of that, letting Spencer talk.
Thank you.
Just in general.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, keep your music. Hold on. I haven't even started. This movie was 2 hours and 50 minutes. This is a John Wick movie.
Essentially 2 Super Mario Brothers long.
2 Super Mario Brother movies long. This is a John Wick movie.
Can I have that?
This
John Wilkes Booth movie.
I would rather be watching a John Wilkes Booth movie.
John Wilkes Booth was the first high table hire. No, we did Cain and Abel. There, go on.
This is my time.
Wow.
You've had your time to talk about
Jesus, just to fucking
deflate
immediately.
Our time.
You've had your time.
Gimp suit mithril.
So, this movie. I don't know if you've heard me say it before, but it had no right being this long. This movie.
Yeah.
I was so boring. I was falling asleep in this movie. I'm falling asleep in a John Wick movie. The fight scenes were just drawn out, like you said, blah blah blah, same old shit. But
slow motion.
I hate CGI blood. There's like bad green screen, all that shit. But my biggest problem with the movie is my suspension of disbelief can only go so far, and this crossed that line. The other John Wick movies were just in there. But this one now, it's just like, why isn't he dead there? Why isn't he dead? The guy ran him over with the car, and he's on top of his windshield, and the guy's shooting through the windshield and missing. He's covering his whole windshield. Yes. You can't see anything but John Wick. It's just moments like that. There's so many. The whole business model of the high table. Anyways, I had a lot of problems with this movie. So A+. No, it's an honestly, it's an E for me, and it's almost an F. I was pretty fucking.
I mean, it's
annoyed.
no Morbius. Come on now.
No, it's no Morbius.
You're just mad.
It's no Morbius. it had a lot of like some good action stuff, so that's why it's an E. But man, I was so fucking bored.
E for everyone.
All right. This is a movie I watched, and no, it's fine.
Glowing review there.
It's glowing review. I watched this. Put it on the box. No, it's not great. It's not. The action sequences themselves are fine. They just go on too long.
So
Right.
long.
And so, like,
Do you really think they were fine? Because
Yeah.
I thought they were like not good action scenes, even if they were
nah,
short.
they're fine. Like, what do you want? Like, what?
Not for them not to be in slow motion.
I
Maybe?
mean, listen,
Wasn't
not
Zack
everything was in
Snyder.
slow motion. He didn't it wasn't Zack Snyder in this movie. At least the action,
No,
only the action was slow
It
motion.
was just Keanu Reeves moving at the pace of a 60-year-old
But
man.
he's old. Who gives a shit? That's if you didn't want to watch an old man do an action movie, then you shouldn't have watched this movie.
That's fair.
And I forced you to watch it. But anyways, it's not important. What important
That's also
is
fair.
my rating of this. I had an okay time. I would say it's probably the third, maybe the fourth movie of the fourth, like John Wick movies. John Wick 1 and 2 being, they are probably, S's and A's, depending on how you want to slot them. And then John Wick 3 kind of sucked, and John Wick 4 was maybe a bit better and wrapped up the story. So here we are. I would say it's a C for me. Like, it's okay. It was fine. I probably will never watch it again because if I want to watch John Wick, I'll watch one of the ones that's, a lot shorter and the plot is much more simple. This is my podcast and I'll keep talking as much as I want.
This is our podcast, sir.
No.
Get him, boy!
Yeah, this is This is our
a
podcast, and we can talk as much as Matt wants.
Yeah.
Take them away, toys.
You can talk if I feel like letting you.
50 million for Matt's head.
Why was that so threatening? I feel undressed in my ears.
It's the gimp suit you're wearing for me undies. Speaking of which, you should definitely get one. You go to our links. Spencer, tell the link.
www.gibsuit.johnwicksdogdidit / George Bush was behind it all. Look at the side / /meundies _ Werther's. I forgot about Werther's. Fuck.
We got a lot to work
Too
on.
many sponsors.
You trying to fuck up our pay?
Yeah, we're
our
trying to get
paychecks,
paid,
bro.
Too many sponsors.
Sweet.
Speaking of getting paid, I assume DC's paying us because we're watching Blue Beetle. Is that right? Spencer, are they paying us money to watch this movie?
I'm getting paid in DC coin.
Ooh. You should have got
We're gonna be
I
rich.
owe them money.
the Home Depot NFTs. That would have been way better.
That'd have been awesome. Yeah. I have to
We're
pay.
gonna be rich.
You have to pay them.
You have to pay them for what they owe me.
We are watching the vehicle for Blue Beetle. It's on Amazon Prime, I think, if you want to watch it.
George Lopez.
vehicle.
What? Yeah, that sounds right. We're going to watch Blue Beetle. That is going to cover our comics, our C in the facts category. So you've been warned. We're watching it. It's your choice to watch it. It's your choice to listen to the podcast.
You
No,
have
it's
no
not.
choice.
You should listen to the podcast.
Well, there's going to be
Fuck
some
you.
sweet coupon codes in the next podcast.
For
Where
me
there's
and his
coupons.
gimps.
yeah.
Or whoever chooses to
Yeah.
sponsor our shadow sponsor our.
They don't know they're
episode.
sponsors yet, but
Is
great.
it Shadow sponsored with Shadow money as well?
Does it count
No.
as a sponsor if they're paying you not to bring them up?
I think so.
Definitely.
That's
Definitely.
Listen, money is money.
We are not
Anyways.
brought to you by Apple.
He didn't say it's not the album you think. That's all we're saying.
It's
No, it's just
the
groceries. It's groceries.
They're strongly
Produce.
against
It's
us.
produce.
yeah.
we're not brought to you by Granny Smith or Macintosh.
Somehow all fruit has told us they do not like us. We're not sure how that happened. But join us next time. We're going to cover Blue Beetle. We're going to have some more not sponsors. And
More gimp suits.
and more game suits. Fuck.
Fuck.